For this trick, I'm going to be using an ordinary deck of cards, and then over here I have these 4 cards set to the side. We'll get to them in just a minute. But before the trick would start, I would hand the cards over to the spectator, and they are allowed to shuffle these cards up as much as they want to, just like this. And whenever they're done, I'm just going to dribble down just like this and have them select a card. Let's say they call stop right here, and they have called out stop on the 8 of hearts. Now, it's okay if I see the card, obviously. They could even take this card and sign it if they wanted to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 8 of hearts and it's going to go into my pocket. No funny moves. You guys can literally see the card going straight into my pocket. Okay? Now, you probably wonder what these 4 cards over here are. These cards are actually the 4 aces, and I'm going to be using them for the remainder of this card trick, okay? So basically what I'm going to be showing you in this magic trick is how the hand is much quicker than the eye. At least my hand is much quicker than your eye. I am a magician after all. So look, I'm going to go ahead and show you. Look, I have the 4 aces right here. And what I'm going to be doing is essentially I'm going to be taking them and flipping them over one at a time. The thing is, you're not going to catch me. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead. I flipped one over. You didn't even see it, but check it out. If I just fan through the cards just like this, you can see I've got the ace of hearts to flip over. So that's really cool, but I can do this 3 more times. Watch. This time it was the ace of spades, but you missed it. I already flipped it over. You completely missed me. I flipped over the ace of spades. This time I'm going to try and get the ace of diamonds. I give him a little twist just like this, and you did not even see me. I was able to flip over the ace of diamonds. One more, the ace of clubs, just like that, and boom. The ace of clubs has flipped over. You literally just witnessed me flip over the 4 aces, and none of them are flipped over, as you can see. So clearly the hand is much faster than the eye, but watch this. I want you to pay close attention. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 aces are in my hand. And if you remember, in my pocket, we actually have your card. I can believe it was the 10 of hearts, 8 of hearts, something like that. You actually completely missed it. I switched your card out for the 4 aces, and in my hand were the 4 aces where I have your 8 of hearts. And keep in mind, this could have been signed. So that was the trick, guys, and now let's learn how to do it. What is going on, guys? I know it has been quite a while since I've uploaded to this channel, and I wanted to kind of apologize for that, saying I'm sorry it has been so long, but I am back. And if you guys can't tell, I have a new camera. I'm trying to bring better quality to this channel, and that's part of the reason I've been gone, is just because I've been trying to upgrade this channel. But another part of it is I just graduated high school, and I'm just, you know, I didn't really want to go to college, so I just started working, and that's taken up quite a lot of my time. But it does feel good to actually be getting back into filming a video. I have missed it. I hope you guys are ready for this. This is a trick I came up with a while back. I've even taught on the channel before. It's just been quite it's a trick I love. I came up with this trick. I just figured I needed to kind of reteach it because it has been quite a while since I have taught it. Okay, so starting off, you're going to need a regular borrowed deck of cards. It can just be a deck that you borrow from a friend. That's why I love this trick so much, because it's such kind of a visual trick, and you can just completely borrow the deck from a spectator. So go ahead and pull out the 4 aces. If it's a borrowed deck, obviously you're going to have to pull these out after you get the deck, but if you're doing this for a friend, you can go ahead and have them on top of the deck or something. You can do a cool little introduction with them, but I just kind of like to have them face down, setting to the side, and that way they're just kind of wondering what it is. So whenever you're getting to the part with the aces, you can be like, okay, so you're probably wondering what these are. These are actually the 4 aces, and I'll show you why that's the best way to do it in just a minute. So now that you got your 4 aces sitting to the side, you can grab your deck, and the spectator is allowed to completely shuffle up this deck of cards as much as they want to. Once they're done shuffling, you have a handful of ways you could go about this. So the way I normally like to do it, because it's the easiest way, is you just dribble down. They call out stop whenever they want. You cut the deck where they said stop, and now you're going to do what's called a double lift. So what that is essentially you're flipping over 2 cards as 1 card. Now, if you don't know how to do the double lift, I'm going to go over it briefly, but my buddy, the Card Master X, does actually have a pretty decent tutorial on how to do the double lift. So let's go ahead and start over real quick. You dribble down just like this. They call it stop wherever they want. You cut where they say stop at, pick up the deck, and do a double lift. Now, there's a bunch of ways you can do this. There's the bevel way. There's all kinds of different ways. I like to do a pinky count, so I take my pinky, 1, 2, just like that. That does take a bit of practice, though, because you got to build muscle in that pinky, and then I can just grab at this break and flip over 2 cards. Boom, just like that. So if you need an in-depth tutorial on how to do this move, again, I'll leave a link down in the description where you guys can learn that. So now you have their selection. What you're going to do is you're going to take the double, flip it back over, and say, okay, now I'm going to take your card and put it in my pocket. Now, this is the important part. You need to put the card in the pocket of whichever hand you hold your deck in. So I hold the deck in my left hand, so I will be putting it in my left pocket. So if you hold the deck in your right hand, you need to put it in your right pocket. So I hold it in my left hand. So what I like to do is I like to grab it in middle grip, use my index finger to push the card off, grab it, and then put it into my left pocket just like that. Okay, now that's the double lift way. There's another way you can do it where it's completely free choice, is they completely choose a completely random card, it doesn't matter, and then while you're talking to them you do a top change. Now I have done a tutorial on the top change, so if you guys want to learn how to do that, I'll leave a link down in the description below. But basically what you're doing is you're just having them select a card and then you're switching it out so you can keep their card on top and put this random card in your pocket. Same with the double lift way. You're taking what they think is their card, but since it's a double lift, you're actually taking the card on top of their card, putting it in your pocket, leaving their card controlled to the top, just like that. Okay, so all you're doing is having them select a card, taking what they think is their card, but it's actually a random card, putting it in your pocket, leaving their card on top. And the easiest way to do that is to have them call it stop whenever they want, do a double lift, saying, look, you've chose the 8 of diamonds, okay? You can take that card and put it in your pocket. Yes, I just screwed up a double lift. So now you're going to take this random card, put it in your pocket, leaving their card still on top of the deck, just like that, okay? So now that you got their card on top, what you're going to do is this is when you're going to introduce the 4 aces. You're going to be like, okay, now over here I have the 4 aces. And while you're doing this, while you're kind of showing them the aces real quick, this hand's going to kind of be, no one's going to really be looking at this hand, so you can just kind of nonchalantly push off the top card and pull it back. This is being their card, by the way, and catching a pinky break, just like that. It's called a push-off pinky break. You take your thumb, and when you pull it back, you catch a spot with your pinky, just like that, okay? So now you're going to take these 4 aces, and you're just going to kind of shove them on top. You don't really want to show them off yet, and I'll show you why in just a second. This is kind of why you just want to leave them to the side, because now you get to kind of introduce the 4 aces. And how you're going to do this is you're not going to say ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, ace of spades, because you got to do that in a second. But now you've got this break above, or below, I'm sorry, the 4 aces and the spectator's chosen selection, okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to, one at a time, peel them off from the top, saying, look, I have the 4 aces here. And now when you push them all back, you're going to grab everything at the break. And that is grabbing up their card in the process. And what that does is it just you don't have to do this part, it just makes it look a lot more smooth to show them off and then just grab them off just like that. It makes it look much more smooth rather than just taking the 4 aces, laying them on top of the deck and then picking back up and then taking their card. It just looks more smooth to kind of just show them off like this, push back up, and then grab everything in the process just like that. Practice this a bit just to get it to look smooth. That way it looks good and it's not, looking tacky or anything. So now once you grab the 4 aces up, you have stolen their card, you get to lay the deck down, and now once you're in this position, you have their card at the bottom of these 4 aces, just like that. Now, obviously, you don't want them to know this. This is a completely hidden fact. You want to keep this card hidden at all costs, but it is going to be the secret as to how you flip over the aces, okay? And I'm about to show you that now. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold it in middle grip just like that. That's your ring and middle finger at the top, thumb at the back, index finger just kind of curl on top, and then your pinky just dangling off to the side like that. You're going to take with your left hand, peel off the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, and the ace of diamonds, and now you're holding this double. This is their card and the ace in this hand, but you don't want them to know that. You're holding it as one card, showing off the 4 aces, and now you're going to close it up just like that. So now you're in this position, but you want this card, you want their card in between the aces. And how you're going to do that is basically you're going to be explaining, this is going to come in the pattern. So what you're going to say is, I'm going to be showing you how the hand is quicker than the eye. And how I'm going to be doing that is taking the aces one at a time. And while you say that, you're going to be demonstrating. So you're going to take, and you're going to grab the bottom ace just like that. And now you're going to flip it over, saying, I'm going to flip the 4 aces over without you seeing it happen. And while you're introducing that, it's just a natural way to grab that card from the bottom and put it on top just like that. And that puts their card in between the 4 aces, just like that. So now that you're in this position, you guys are ready to pretty much do the twisting the aces. And that's a very easy thing. It's very repetitive. And that's the one thing I don't really like about this. I'm trying to find a better way to kind of do the twisting the aces routine. But it is a bit repetitive. But, I mean, if you guys can play it off with the pattern and just kind of try to keep it entertaining and keep it fresh, do whatever you want to do to make this as least boring and repetitive as possible. And what you're basically going to be doing is whenever you peel off just like this, just like you did before, you're grabbing that one card, and now this is a double. This is 2 aces, but you're holding it as 1 ace, just like that. So now you got 2 aces, and you're putting 2 aces back on top, and you do this 4 times because, look, you get to say, look, the ace of hearts is flipped over because the ace of hearts is the one hidden. And the card at the bottom, in this case the ace of clubs, is always going to be the next one to be hidden. So that's how I know which card's going to flip over next. You're going to say, look, let's try to get the ace of clubs now. And now you're going to close this up, and you're going to do it again. Peel it off just like this. Again, this is their card. This is a double, and the ace of clubs is under this ace of spades. And now I see that ace of diamonds on the bottom. I get to say, okay, let's do this again. I'm going to get the, I don't know, the ace of diamonds. And, you know, after you close it up, that's when you say, let's get the ace of diamonds. That way, I don't think they would really catch on to the pattern, but just in case, to eliminate that risk completely, close up the deck first and then say, okay, let's go with the ace of diamonds now. And look, flip it just like that. Ace of diamonds is hidden. Do it one more time. Let's get the ace of spades. And ace of spades is disappeared, or flipped over, I'm sorry. So now that you've flipped over all the aces, now what you're going to do is, you're still in this position, the card's still in the same place. You could probably do this more than 4 times, but again, you only want to do it 4 times, there's 4 aces. So what you're going to do is something called an Ascanio spread. This might take a little bit of practice if you're brand new to Magic, but it's really not that hard. You're going to hold the cards in middle grip, just like this, and now you're going to take your index and thumb, grab the top and bottom card and peel them out just like this, okay? And now you're going to take your middle finger and it's going to grab the card right here, okay? This card just like this. So these are in between here just like that. Your middle finger is going to grab that card out. And now this hand is holding a double, the Spectator's card and the ace of spades, and it makes it like you're fanning out all 4 aces just like this, okay? So now that you're showing off the 4 aces, after you show, hey, look, I have all 4 aces flipped over right here, you're going to take these 3 in your left hand, still holding this double, and put them all on top just like this. And what that does is it controls the Spectator card to the bottom of the 4 aces just like that. Okay, so now that you're in this position, what you're going to be doing is now you're going to say, look, I want you to pay close attention to my hand, okay? And now this can kind of be against you. I'm going to show you how to make it work. It's a lot of misdirection, but at the same time, they think they've been watching you the whole time. I'm going to show you how to make this happen. So you're in this position one more time, as I said. You're going to hold it in middle grip, and you're going to say, look, I want you to watch, look closely. I have the 4 aces in my hand. You're literally going to show them the 4 aces. That's what makes this trick so strong. You're going to take it, the top ace, just like this, flip it over, and put it to the bottom. And you're going to do this for all 4 aces. You're going to take the ace of clubs, put it to the bottom. Ace of diamonds, flip it, put it to the bottom. Ace of hearts to the bottom. Ace of spades to the bottom. And what that's done is now their card is on top and the 4 aces are underneath it, and they're all face down. Okay, so they think you only have 4 cards. Obviously you only have 5. So what you can do is you can say, I literally have all 4 aces. I didn't do this in the performance, but you can if you want. You can just take your thumb, riffle down 1, 2 cards just like that, and then you can just fan out these 3, saying I literally had the 4 aces in my hand. That's just a little extra kicker that I have 4 aces in my hand, when in reality this is a double and you're just fanning out these 3 cards face down. Okay, so again, you can just say, hey, look, I literally have the 4 aces in my hand, and that's just a good convincer that you had the 4 aces. So now this is the trickiest part of the entire trick. So obviously if you're a beginner, this might be a bit difficult, but for you guys who've been doing Magic for a while, this should be pretty easy. You're going to be doing a gambler's cop, but you're not copying only 1 card, you're copying the 4 aces, and you're going to be grabbing this 1 card at the top. So here's how you're going to do that. You're going to take your entire hand and cover the thickness of the cards. You don't want them to see the thickness, or that will give it away. You're going to grab it just like this, all 4 fingers covering the front so they can't see the edges. You're going to bring your hand back, and you're doing this while you're talking, because obviously if they see this, it's going to look a bit suspicious. So you got to do this while you're talking and misdirecting them. You say, but remember, in my pocket, and that puts that puts the pressure on your pocket. That puts their eyes on the pocket, and it distracts you from their hands for a second. Because the moment you say, but if you remember, I put it in my pocket, they're going to start paying attention to your pocket as your hand moves there. So what you have to do is you have to be really quick. You have to say, but if you remember, in my pocket, and whenever you do that, you're grabbing this single card, which is their card, and moving this hand that's cop, the 4 aces, to your pocket. So real quick, just to do a gambler's cop, I have a tutorial on my channel, link in the description. It is a bit old, but it is a tutorial on how to do the gambler's cop if you don't know how to do it. But essentially all you're going to be doing is you're grabbing, bringing it down to about right here, and then you're going to be bringing this hand back up, and now from front view they cannot see that you have these cards copped. You might want to practice this in the mirror to get it perfect, but it's basically a palming technique. And now you're going to bring this copped 4 aces to your pocket and bring this forward, and you're holding it like this so they can't see the thickness of it, so they don't realize that you only have 1 card. Okay, so try not to bend it too much or they'll be able to tell, but just hold it sturdy just like that, while this hand, you can't really see it on camera, is going to go to your pocket, and just be quick, and then it's going to go into your pocket and right back out, but this time you're not going to be hiding the aces anymore. You're going to throw them on the table, and you're going to say, you actually missed it. I actually switched the 4 aces for your card, the ace of diamonds. And this part, it's just very visual, because they literally saw the 4 aces in your hand, and now they literally just saw them out of your pocket, and out of nowhere, boom, there's their card that they thought was in the pocket the whole time. They saw go in the pocket. They haven't seen it till now. It's just a really powerful effect, and it's one of my favorite tricks I've ever come up with. I'm proud of this trick. I love it. I haven't come up with a name, so if you guys got a cool name, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, and I've got a lot of new subscribers. We hit 400 subscribers, and I didn't even say anything about it. Thank you guys so much for 400 subscribers. Let's try to get to 500. Let's try to get to 1,000. 1,000 subscribers. That would be amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys need to learn anything about this card trick, just rewatch the video until you get it. I hope I explained it where you can understand it. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys like the changes to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you later.